Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back. I hope you had a nice break. We will start with refactoring truthiness operators. I think my group was kind of busy with that. Kind of tricky sometimes. Let's go through it together. Let's take a couple of them. Does anybody has a suggestion on which one to do preferably? To me, it's either. We can start with the first one, but if there's a more interesting one, I doubt that we'll do them all. But
Ya toplam süredir bence.
Can you repeat? Sorry, can't hear you. Okay, it wasn't to me, I think. Let's maybe first go over the README. This because it's interesting. I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, sorry. All right. Has anybody read this besides the people in my group? It's actually quite interesting to read. You guys already have seen these, but now they will be used in such a way that they will probably confuse you sometimes. Let's look at the reference for the exercises. Here we have an operator, an AND operator, and then we give it a value, the value of A. We do a conditional about it, and we assert if it will pass or not. Is anybody confused by line 6? Everyone understands this? If you don't, please say something, because there's no point in not saying it. But okay, if everybody gets it, that's perfect. Let me just
I personally didn't get to those at all yet, so I'm
Yeah.
just sitting and following what you're doing.
Yeah,
but I know nothing yet.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, and that's why we're going through the README first. I'm not going to read this out loud, but you get the essence, I guess. Here we have an AND operator. We have to give A and B a value. These values will be in an operator, will give you something back, and that's something that you guys will answer. Then we have a new variable which we equal to A. Then after that we have the conditional about A, and then we re-reference it to B, and then we'll look if they are the same or not. That's essentially what happens here. It's kind of convoluted, but in a way to make you understand how it works. Sana, I'll take you as a guinea pig for now.
Awesome.
Here, what part of this confuses you? What don't you? What's the tricky thing about this?
Yeah, that's how
Everything.
that's how much I know.
The A and the line 3 and 4, you understand, right? Let me just take this and can I highlight it? Cool. Give me a minute. Okay. Let's try to make this exercise here inside of Visual Code. I don't know if you guys see everything okay, but do you like the white thing or the black backgrounds? Is there a preference? Because I prefer the one they use here, the black, but this is maybe more clear. But I think we can change the color theme to like night owl. Oh, sorry. And tell me if it's not not clear. I only have light themes. That's interesting. Dark themes. Okay. Okay, is this clear to you guys? Or do you prefer the white?
No, but not
Okay, I prefer this so much more. Okay, okay, let's go through it. Let's give this a value. So in essence, what you want to do is give this a truthy or a falsy value. Let's not look at too much about this. Give me 2 truthy values, Sana.
I have no idea. I'm totally lost now. I'm still back in what we were doing before. Maybe someone who understands it can start, then maybe
yeah.
a light bulb will go on or something.
Okay.
We
Aviv,
can
you have...
start with
Okay, Mahmoud, go ahead. Give me 2
we can-
truthy values.
true.
True is a truthy value. That's a very true. That's a simple one. Can you give me another? Different
True
from
also.
true?
Yeah.
Different from true.
False. False.
A truthy value.
Truth your value. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
write 10 as a number.
10, yes. So let me just repeat it. It's also in the examples. When I say truthy, this is what I mean. Truthy is something that equals, that's true when you convert it to a Boolean. This is what's truthy. It's either true or an object. You can ignore the things that you don't understand yet, or a number with a value. A string, doesn't matter which string, if it's like just letters or even numbers. If it has a value, it's a truthy value, even minus, even decimals, even infinity. That's all truthy. This here, this is all falsy. That's what equals to false when you convert it to a Boolean. So false is a falsy, 0, the number 0 is a falsy, not the string 0. The number 0 is a falsy, minus 0, an empty string. You see, an empty string with double quotes or even single quotes, all is a falsy if it's empty. Annual else is a falsy, not a number is a falsy, and undefined. So guys, this is something that we went over last time. Just remember this. So, and if you don't, just go back to this page, the Mozilla truthy and falsy glossary. They are also in the examples if you look at them. So, okay, so these are two truthy values. I don't know if you spell it like this, whatever. Okay, what will this conclude to, Mahmoud? Do you have any idea?
This will true, true and the true, it will be true.
True, all right. That's what we think. What, okay, so what can you explain to me what this is the AND operator? What does it do?
This will declare an operator as true. So it will give you a Boolean variable with a value of it true. So AND operator will be equal to true.
Okay, so this will, yeah. So this is an AND operator. And both are true. Okay, we understand that. Let me see if I can find some examples. And this is what's in the exercises, guys. For those who are still confused, the AND operator does not really evaluate if it's true or false. It reads from left to right and evaluates if the first is falsy. Falsy meaning what I just showed you. If there is a falsy value, if the left is falsy, then it evaluates the left value. If the left is truthy, then it evaluates the right value. Okay? So these are both falsy. The left is truthy. So it does the right. Okay, we understand this. I won't go over it all again, but that's essentially what it does. This is what you need to remember if you're still confused about this. And if you go to the link that they show you, it probably explain the same thing, but in more words. Yes. So again, a lot of resources go over it if they still confuse you. And if they confuse you, it's okay. You don't have to feel bad or anything. It's perfectly normal. Okay. So the first value in this case will be true. And indeed, it will be true, essentially. The end conditional will be what you said, Mahmoud. It will be true, right? That's what you said? Or am I mistaken? Mahmoud? If you're saying something, I can't.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No problem.
And number 6, it will be the true. It will be 10. Not a true. It will be 10.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
because it will take the right one.
Yeah.
Truth. Yeah. It will be the right one. It will be
Truth.
10. Yeah. And let condition equal a, so it will be true. And condition, it will be true. So if and condition if true, it will give you that and conditional will equal to b, which is 10. So and conditional will be b. Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, 10. Yeah.
So in you think that it will execute? It will go through?
Yeah, it will go because
Okay.
and conditional will be true.
So here we will look if the AND operator and the conditional is the same. I think that the naming is quite confusing, but okay.
And conditional, yeah. Yeah, because an operator is equal to 10, so and the and conditional equal to 10, so it will pass. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Let me run it. It will. Yeah, there's no assert. It doesn't give you anything because it's an assert. If it wouldn't pass, then all right, that's correct. So let me go through it slowly, explain you what's happening. I think you understand quite well, Mahmoud. But essentially, you have two constants, a true and a 10. These are both truthy values. Then we have an operator, which is AND, which you can just remember by doing what I just showed you. If the left is true, then it evaluates the right, and the opposite. I mean, just copy paste this, put it in here. I hate putting. Oh my God. There we go. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so if A is true, it evaluates B. Here, it returns this to the AND operator. In this case, it would be 10, just like you said, Mahmoud, that's correct. Then we have a new operator, a new conditional, which we give the value of A, which is in this case true, which are written here. And then we have an if that evaluates the AND conditional, which was true. So this will pass. This will pass. So it will run this block. This block is where we take this AND conditional again and assign it a new value. In this case, the value of B. All right, B, which was 10. Okay. Remember that the AND operator was also 10, because that's what this operator did. And then here we check if it's the same. And it passes. That's essentially what happens here. It's kind of convoluted, not the most simplest thing, but it explains everything about truthiness, falsiness, operators, and conditionals in a small little package. Okay, I'm not done yet. Let me open it back. Okay, this was not it. We did we were in the README, right? The same for the OR here, only there's a different rule for the OR. Let me open it again. For some, it's a lot of repeating, but it's important. The operator, again, it doesn't evaluate true or false. It reads from left to right. If the first is truthy, if the left is truthy, then it evaluates the left. If the left is falsy, then it evaluates the right. So it's the opposite of what we just did with the AND, essentially. All right. And then it does the same. I'll not go over this here. Ternary. ternary is something interesting. Does anybody not know how to use ternary operators? And it's okay if you don't. It really is. Anybody do the hands on Zoom if you don't? Also see if you are awake or not. So everybody, you're telling me that everybody knows perfectly how to use ternary operators?
I know how
no,
to use them
absolutely
when
not.
you have only
Okay.
2 options. More than that, I have no clue.
No, but that's okay. I can say for me and also probably for the colleagues, the colleague coaches, it's nice when it's used in a simple way, and it's bad when it's complicated. So essentially what a ternary operator is, it's a shorthand for writing an if statement or an if else statement. Let me explain it. Let me just also use it in visual codes. Reason why is because I want you to be more comfortable with visual code. We have here 3 variables. I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm just going to give them. Give a string. We have ternary operators here. So what this does essentially is what's written here. Okay. If A is true, do this. Execute B or return B. If it's false, execute C or return C. Let me do it in drawing. Highlight because you can, and it's cool and I like it. So we have A, B, C. If this is true, this will be returned. If it's false, this will be returned. Okay? Does it make sense, kind of? It's exactly the same as what's written here. If A is true, this will be executed. If it's not true, this will be executed. Do you see what's happening here? I'm not switching through colors, but I hope you kind of follow what I do. If this is true, this will execute. If this is false, this will execute. And that's exactly the same as what happens here. If this is false, this will execute. If it's true, this will execute or return. That's essentially what this. This is a way shorter way to write if statements or if else statements. Now there are a couple of things you need to remember with it. It's fun to use, and the problem is a lot of beginning programmers or beginning in the professional world try to use it too much sometimes, even when it's better to not use them. There are cases. I found one before, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it again. But essentially what you want to do is you want, let me just look a minute. I think it's this page. Yeah, they give you examples of, this is, for example, a ternary, which I don't like. Let me just copy paste it. Now these are functions and stuff, so it doesn't matter what's written in it, but I just want you to look at how it looks. Doesn't matter what's written in it. But this, sorry, but I don't want to read this. It's a lot. There's an exclamation mark here, and there's functions that are called, and look, it's not clear at all. There's one, and then there's another one here. So this is perfectly correct JavaScript, but it's ugly and it's hard to interpret. In essence, what you want to do in best practice, if it's just an if else and it returns this, if this is it, then it's okay. It's clear and you can read this. This is clear enough. When it gets more complicated and you have multiple else ifs, if you see what I mean, it's better to just use the full if and write it out, because it's more clear to read. Even if for yourself, it's understandable to just write it in ternary, it's better for yourself in 6 months if you reread the code, or for someone else to have it written entirely in an if, an else if, and an else if. for example, because if you make ternary operators too complicated, it's hard to interpret, it's hard to read, and you don't want that, because most of the time, if you're in the professional programming world, you will not work alone, and you will rework on your own codes in months, in months later. So you won't remember exactly what you did. Let's say, do you guys remember exactly what you did in July? Well, in code, you may have to redo what you did in July. And then you hope that you wrote your code clearly enough to be readable. So that's the thing about ternary operators. They're fun. But if they are too complicated, they are unreadable, and then it's better to just use else and ifs and if else's, because they have structured way to read it. You can really look inside of the block of code. If that's the conditional, then this and else that. If it's simple enough, then ternary is perfectly fine. Just a little side mark there. So that's what ternary is. Ternary is just another way to write an if else. Okay. Do you guys still follow? For the people who don't follow and who are quiet, don't be. This is the moment. We will do some exercises about it, but please don't be quiet and go and try to say, okay, I'll figure it out later if they do the exercise. You can ask questions whenever you want, guys. Essentially, what everything we do right now boils down to is just really read the examples of the or and the and if you're still kind of confused about the logical operators. Let's start with ternary conditions. Let's start there. No, let's do or and then ternary, right? Or has anybody a suggestion? Do these three.
Should we ask where if they have done it or not?
I know. Yeah, I know 2 groups were doing them, not finished yet, and then 1 group that hasn't reached it yet. Is that correct? The coaches?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this has yet to be done. Yeah. Most of the people have done the ones before. Some people haven't, but I think they're quite straightforward. And you can always ask when you do them on yourself, guys. Don't forget to do 9, 10, and 11 also. Refactor this code to use a condition instead of a double or instead of an or. All right. I'm listening, guys. Does anybody want to start? I think some of my group have already done this one, or we're doing this one in progress, right? Daniel or Aviv? Anybody of you?
I haven't done this one.
Which one were we?
We did the end one, but
And
yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead. It boils down to the same again. If we do one, we can interpolate for a different one. Okay, let's go.
For the constant a to meet the condition that is presented here, this is an end condition. So the type of a should be a number, and also that number should be larger than the number 1000. So any number that we will type here from 1001 to infinity will work.
So I'll tap 1001. All right. Okay, that's good. Let me just open it again in this. Go it step by step, and let's see. 1001. Okay, next. A is 1001. We log it, and it will give you 1001. type of A, will it be number? Yes, this is a number. And is it bigger than 1000? Yes. So it will, what will this result be, Aviv?
It will be true.
Okay. And why is it true? Where does it return true?
It returns true because it meets the second condition of the end condition. So it's going to be.
So again, for the people who don't follow, you have here end. And remember, I've shown this a lot of times, but I will be annoying. I will go again. We have here the end. Let's look at the example, what it says. It says if the left is false, it evaluates the left value. If the left is truthy, it evaluates the right value. In this case, the left is truthy because A is a number. Number meaning 1001. If you look at the type of, remember, we did that last time, type of just gives you the type of a variable of something. In this case, it will give you back number, and that is the same as string number, we know. And then we evaluate this. A is bigger than a 1000, so it gives you back true, and this is true. You're correct, Aviv? This is it.
Yeah, now where we got stuck, or at least we ran out of time, is trying to figure out how to write this not with the end conditional, but using the not with a logical operator, but with the if
conditional
condition.
Yeah. Can somebody help Aviv with this?
Yes, we can help.
Okay, Mahmoud.
Yeah, we can start to write now if condition if.
I will go back.
Yeah, okay.
If that's okay for you guys, I kind of skipped through different ways of showing it. For you, there's a reason behind it, but if it's annoying, just tell me. Okay, tell me what I need to write.
You can write if, and then you can put the condition type of A equal, the same type of A equal, this one to the end, to the end. And then you can write down here is bigger, retain or is bigger, retain or is bigger equal to true or to true, but you should you should modify it. You should in line 12 you should make lit, not const, lit. And you should remove all of the to the end, equal to the end. From equal to the end you should remove it to the end. No, and type also
this,
all of them.
Just this keep entirely. Okay. So
just this number. And the semicolon. And this one will work. Also semicolon here in number 15.
Yes. It won't give you an error. I think it will still run, but it's nice that you see it. Yes. So essentially, what we did is we changed this into an if. Exactly. Not more to it. Let me run it. Okay, so that's it. It is true, and it ran.
You can also
what can I say more about this?
Number 15, you can retain, and this will retain true.
Yeah.
If you want to,
there's different ways to write it.
But here you
conditional
want
instead of. So when they say conditional instead of this, do they mean they want to remove this entirely? So how do we write it if we want to remove this entirely?
We can try to delete the part from the end until and then in the curly brackets we can say that A is larger than 1000.
So just like this?
Yes.
Okay,
And,
but what does it do?
close it with a column.
Yeah.
No, we
No.
should say is big number is larger than 1000. Yes, and we can get rid of that last line, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it will, yeah, I think that might work.
Anybody disagree? It shouldn't, because it works. That's perfect. Do you guys understand why? Anybody big objections? We started with this. Let me re-put it here. We start with this, which is exactly the same as this. All right. I hope you guys kind of see it.
I think we have to initialize as big number with false. So if the condition is not met, it will be undefined.
We want if the condition is not met. So you want me to write here else?
No. I think we should initialize as big number with false value. Let is big number, line 14.
Yeah, is false.
Yeah.
All right. Then we kind of deviate from, okay, but let's see. And why was it? Just to see if it returns false at the end.
Because if we if the condition is not met,
yeah,
a big number will be undefined because it's not initialized.
In this case, it will be not met, right?
Yeah.
And then let me run it again. Yeah, it will just be false, essentially.
Yes, that's correct. But if we didn't initialize it,
yeah. I see what you mean. Okay, sorry, it's kind of confused. In this case, yeah, then save it. Yes. Still false. No, it will still be false because this is just a condition, essentially. Even if you don't initialize, it's possible to do this. There's nothing wrong with it. Even if you don't, it still returns. This will still return a condition.
The first condition is met.
Yeah. So you understand it also, Darren? I think
Yes.
if you start deviating from what is and you want to see what happens, that's a good thing, guys. It wastes time essentially. That's not bad or anything, but it means that you start to really comprehend. Asking questions is good. Yeah. So essentially, what you need to remember here is this is a different way of writing this, and vice versa. All right. Let's continue. Okay, we did refactoring for the end. Which one would be interesting? Want to do or is that a little bit too obvious? Let me.
Maybe condition to ternary.
Ternary?
Condition to ternary.
Condition to ternary. Okay, let's see. In fact, this goes to use ternary instead of a conditional. Okay, so this we want to write it a lot simpler in one line. And this is an example of a good way of doing it because this is simple enough, okay? I want somebody who hasn't spoken yet to do this with me, please. Any volunteers? Or will I have to pick someone? Maurice, I don't know if you want to do it.
No, next time. Sorry, please.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
I can do it.
Okay, let's go. We have a
Okay.
volunteer. Thank you. I'll just copy it in Visual Code again. Sorry if I'm being annoying, but there's a reason. Okay, let's start. We want this written simpler. Okay.
Yeah, we'll use the ternary operator here.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the let to display. Then we have
late to display. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, to display. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, then equal to.
Okay.
Is logged in. Yeah, question mark. Yeah, we check here the condition. If logged in is true, then we'll have the first message, which is secret information.
Secret information. Yeah, good.
And colon, and if this is not true, then we'll have a warning message.
Exactly. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let me go through it again. I will, and now I will go back to the other one. Let me just copy. Sorry, guys. I know it's annoying, but I want to use the highlight feature for this. Okay, for the guys who were like, okay, what the fuck just happened? Let me go through what is here. We have here is logged in. If it's true, this will execute, and if not, this will execute. What happens in these code blocks is we give a value to display. Okay, we give their value. We give either secret information or warning message. All right. In this line, exactly the same happens. Guys, let me go through it again. This is what we need to give a value. If is logged in is correct, this will execute. If it's not correct, if it's truthy or true, it will execute. If it's falsy or false, this will execute. This will be returned to display if it's false. If it's true, secret information will be returned to display. All right, that's exactly what happens here. And that's it, nothing more than that. How many different ways can I say the same thing? is this understood, guys?
The variables.
Let me give them names and run it indeed. Yeah. I will be very straightforward. I will give them.
It's true. Just make it
it's
true.
Logged in. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
And for secret information, we can use welcome.
I'll just give them the value itself, so that it's extra clear. Yeah. I hope I'm clear with this, guys. Okay, yeah. We see what happens here. Secret information variable has the value string secret information. Same for warning message. As a value string warning message. If is logged in is true, to display will be secret information, the string, and else it will be warning message. I will comment this out just to show you that it works. My shortcuts are gone, so that's why I'm struggling with. Let's look what this gives you. What this will run. Let me run it. Bam, bam. Okay. Is logged in is true, so it's logical that to display is secret information. So that's what is here. If it's false, it would be warning message. So that's what happens in this ternary operation. Let me comment this out and show you what the if does. It will do exactly the same. Up. Okay, there's an error. Yeah, okay. There, we haven't initialized it yet. Right, yeah. Yeah, let's debug this. Debugging. We are in debugging course. What's happening here, guys? I have an error. To display is not defined. Well, damn it.
Declaration of variable.
Exactly. I literally just read it out loud. Here we give it's defined in the ternary operation, but if you use it in a if, you have to first declare it and give it no value. A value doesn't matter. Now it will run, and it will also give you true secret information. All right, this is just the same thing is written, but different ways. Just to kind of explain this, if this were an else if, something I don't care, and we do this multiple times, you see this is possible. I mean, yeah, I'm not, the syntax is not correct, but yeah, whatever, you get the gist. It's possible to have multiple else ifs and an else at the end. It's also possible to have it in the ternary operation, but then it becomes unreadable. So then you would have to do this. We have to do another question mark and blah, 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 another question mark, blah, 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 and then at the end, a column. That's what would be happening here. But you don't want that because it gets confusing fast. All right. That's it for ternary operation. What we just did is, yeah, from a condition to a ternary operation. Let's do one more. Condition to or. Don't know if that's interesting to do. Let's just read it. You have here a constant is after 5 and is the weekends. You log them both, and then you see is after 5, is it true? Is it equal to true with like the type and the value? Is there something very funny here? Or okay, it is muted. It's okay. I thought I was being very funny, but damn it. If it's not true, it will execute the if statements, and that's it. What we want is we want to use the 2 lines, the or statement, instead of doing all this. So let's try. So Sana, can you help me with this? Or prefer to?
I was just understanding the ternary. I remember seeing that in Code Academy, so that had a light bulb, but this I'm not really sure.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Essentially, what we want to do is we want to use the 2 lines this instead of the if. That's what we want to do. Let's look together. Let's do it together. Let's see what this does. Can you kind of read line 13 to 16?
It's a variable.
Yeah.
Stop working.
Exactly.
Equals is after 5. Then all these equal signs. I don't understand anything of that.
So equal, it will just check if is after 5 is true.
Okay.
Is it true? Yes or no? If it is the case, then stop working will be true. If it's not the case, then it will be false.
Okay.
It's a condition there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's simple enough, right?
Yes.
And then what happens here? So this, you know that it will be a Boolean. You can see if I hover over it, it will be a Boolean, either true or false. And what do we do with that true or false? What do we do with it?
No idea.
So here inside,
line 13, okay.
Can you say it? Sorry.
Yeah, in line 13 we can have or at the end of true.
Yeah. But before we do that, just can you explain to me what this does, the line 16 to 18?
Okay. If it's not the time is not after 5, or that means it means like it's not stop working, then that's at a weekend.
Yeah. So then if this
It's not true.
this stop working,
yeah,
if it's not true, so if it's
Yeah.
false,
it's false. Yeah.
opposite, it
Yeah.
will execute this line. So that's
Yeah.
essentially what's happening here.
Yeah.
And what we want to do is we want to remove this. We want to remove that and use this, the OR operator. So this, you want to use this instead of making it to an if. So you had an idea of how to do it? Ashanafi, if I'm saying it correct. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, just we can use the OR operator after the true in line 13.
Yeah.
And we can use if the weekend is equal to true.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember what OR does?
Yes. Or will evaluate to true if either of the two are true, or if the first one is true, it will evaluate to the first one. If the first one is false, then it will evaluate to the second one.
Good.
At least one of them true.
Yeah. All right. Want me to just run it, see what happens? Wait. Let's give this first value. What do we want to give is after 5? Just a string value? Somebody in
String
example?
or so you can write 6 or string or some. You can write 6, for example, or something.
Okay. And what will we do with is weekend?
I think we can use only true false here because we are comparing those values with true or false values. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we can only use true. Logically, it could be
Okay.
a number like 6, 7, but here we can use true.
Okay. What do we want for weekends also?
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. If the first one is true, it's enough, but we can use both true. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me run it. Or not yet. Do we have doubts?
My doubt is with the not stop working case. I think it's either after 5 or it is weekend. Maybe if it's a weekday, it's after 5. And if it is not after 5, so it is a weekend. So maybe can we use a bracket and not one of the cases?
Yeah, do you want me to real quick? I'll just see if I can just fetch them real quick. Sorry, just a second.
Okay.
Maybe it's after 5 should be false.
Just a second. I will just open it for the oh, god damn it. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry. I just want to make sure that we all get it and are all on the same line. Or for those who are confused, I will copy paste this, put it here again. It's important. Okay, so yeah, sorry. What was the suggestion?
The suggestion is, as per the previous if-else statement, we are here expected to have either it is after 5 or it's a weekend. So
yeah,
is after 5 should be false. So
okay,
yeah. Then if
all
after
right.
5 is false, then that's a weekend. So it is we are about to stop working.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the first one also works, but here literally with exactly with the same as the if statement. I guess that's my idea.
Okay, there was someone else that was saying something.
We can get rid in line 21. We can get rid of the equal true. We can just say is after 5.
That's a nice optimization.
True.
That's true because it's already false or true. I will just leave them. because I want to make sure that you guys get the equals. I mean the condition here. You're correct, absolutely correct, by the way. But if it's already a Boolean, why compare it to true or false? Because it's already in there. Okay, I'll run it and it will just give you the right answer. Good thinking, guys. Really. So it's false and true. False for is after 5 and true for is weekend. And it gives you true at the end because is weekend is the correct one. This one doesn't work. Remember, if the left is falsy, which in this case it is after 5 is falsy. If it's falsy, it evaluates the right value. It evaluates this. It returns true to stop working. When we print out stop working, it will print out true. It's a good exercise for the people who still are confused with the or and the and, to just go to the exercise and write this down on paper, just by hand. It's better to write it by hand because then you have to do an active thing with your brain, and it will also help you remember it. If this still confuses you, for the people who don't, excuse me if I still keep repeating myself, but it's a good way to remember it. All right. For the ones that remained of 12, please go over it yourself, read the README, go over it. They give you examples of how to do the exercises, and they explain it here. It's important that you understand this. It's quite simple once you go over it. So really try to do the refactoring truthiness operations, read the README here, and try this again if you're still kind of confused about it. And if you are, it's perfectly okay. Try it anyways and ask on GitHub or on Slack. All right. Now the main goal before 4 would be to get to call stack, which would be a pipe dream in my opinion. But let's try. I would suggest like to do this until until like 10 before 4. Gillian, I don't know what you think.
Yeah.
Call stack is all the way here. If you get to this, you can go home and you can put out your laptop. Or you're probably already home.
Yeah, if not, do not go home.
Yeah. If you don't go home, but at least try to. It's not a problem if you don't get to call stack. Also for the coaches, let's not push them too much. I think they did a lot today, but the loops are important. Try to really understand the whiles, the breaks, the continues. Yeah, try to understand that. I think, did we already do them or not? No.
No, not really. At least try to familiarize yourselves to functions as well, until functions.
The functions, functions will be, if you get to the functions, that's already good for today. But also understand loops. If you get to call stack, then I don't know why I'm teaching you. You're really quick, but that's okay too. So yeah, just work on it. Let me know where you end up, and we will start from there next week. All right.
As a tip, you can do one example, one exercise, one example, one exercise, and then in your spare time at home, then you can do the extra exercises.
Exactly. If you already understand after one example and a couple of exercises, you can indeed just go over it and take the next one. So yeah, good luck, guys.
Okay, I'll stop recording.
Have fun with